Nawana, I'm back on another installment of the Yellow Corner, bringing you guys the preview of our Betway Premiership Game Week 21 fixture as we host the struggling Marumo Gallants on Tuesday night at 7:30 at Loftus Versfeld. Looking back to our last game, we hosted Malian side Stade Malien in the CAF Champions League quarter-final first leg, and yeah, man, what a night. Guys, Friday night football slaps different. Hey, there's just something Friday night football. Now I understand why people from Mgungundlovu, yeah, I hope I'm getting it right, Mgungundlovu, Peter Maritzburg, when Maritzburg United used to play in the Betway Premiership and they played most of their home games on Friday. Now I understand why they always pulled such crowds, man. There's just something about Friday night football. And nice thing, Friday night football, it proper sets the tone for your weekend. When your team wins, you have a great weekend. My weekend has been absolutely fantastic. After our win on Friday, I've been hate watching throughout the weekend. I know Liverpool might win it for me against Spurs this evening, but yeah, no, my boys, the technical team, Sundowns did me proud, man. I thought we were fantastic on Friday, man. Everything about that game was just fantastic, man. The performance, the results, everything about it, man. I honestly have no complaints about us. Maybe just a smaller complaint. We are not as clinical as we should have been, but everything else was just perfect. We played the Sundowns way, and a huge credit needs to go to Coach Miguel Cardoso and not just the players, because we leveled a lot of credit, a lot of criticism towards him when the team was not doing well, and now we can't just say no. We are doing well because of the players. If we're not doing, if we were not doing well back then, players we were blaming Cardoso and players to a certain extent. So things have turned now. He deserves a lot of credit. It is not just the players that are winning us the games. Yes, Lebo Namajita, they deserve a lot of credit. I think everyone in general, the technical team, the club as a whole, the fans, and the players, credit to everyone, guys. We sekusele kancane nje ukuthi isizini iphele, so we're almost there, man. So we need to back the boys and the technical team, and I expect them to thank us with the results, So everything about Friday was just brilliant, guys. I was very happy with how we played, man. I don't want to go delve much into the game, talk about tactics and how the whole game panned out. I'm just happy. Yeah, I'm just happy, and I don't want to own it by start talking about it. Well, there's no way I can own it actually, but yeah, man. Guys, this is not a preview. Or our game against Pirates or anything to do with Pirates. But I think I want to touch on Pirates, because they are our challengers. They want the league, and yeah, they are up there on top of the log with us. So I think, or I want to touch on something that I've picked up with regards to them. There's tension. It is no longer brewing. It is there between the fans and the players. You watch a lot of games that Pirates, you see the panic, modestly pitch side, but against Richards Bay, before the game against Siwelel over the weekend, the tension, man, from kickoff, it was just tense. Center backs get the ball, nowhere to play it forward. They play to chain. Hey, the fans panic, they want the ball to always go forward, and apparently certain players, I think it was booed by the fans game, and hence the players didn't go to acknowledge the fans at the end of the game. I think, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but you can just feel the tension between the players and the fans. And I think this tension or panic in and around Orlando Pirates is one of the things that is costing them the right word. It's like it's in their hands, if I say costing. But it was one of the things that will play a crucial part in them not winning the league championship, because it is just too much. And the thing with Orlando Pirates, they won the league. The players and the fans, the club as a whole, they they are so obsessed with the idea of winning the league. Their obsession, yeah, the league championship is the same as our obsession, yeah, CAF Champions League. They want it that bad, like CAF Champions League, Sundowns included, So I think because of what has been happening, it will be what costs them the league championship. I looked at their players at the end of the game, yeah, Siwelele. The way they dropped their heads when the final after the final whistle, that told me everything I needed to know. I knew at that moment already, mentally they are not up to it. They are not up to it. There's 10 games to go for us, 9 for them. We win all our games, we'll win the league. I don't think the two clubs will win all their remaining games. But I think yesterday it sank in multiplayer. We are up against this juggernaut that is Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, and we've just dropped points, and it is in Sundowns' hands now. What Sundowns has to do now between Tuesday and 25th of May is win all their league games, and we win the championship. And I think yesterday, what I saw yesterday told me everything I needed to know. And going into their next game against TS Galaxy, I think they will drop points once again, because I don't think mentally they are up to it to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns. I just feel it is one of those things that I needed to touch on, because they are our challengers. We are playing Marumo Gallants. Marumo Gallants side that suspended their coach, their very young coach that is 11 years old, younger than me, Alexandra Laffy. Was it a right decision? I think their form warranted management to make a decision. These guys hadn't won a game. By the time they suspended him, they hadn't won a game, I think, in all competitions since beginning of November last year. They've been so poor, so something had to give, honestly, because hey man, their league status was in danger, But the other thing, why not just fire him? Why suspend him when it is all clear for all to see his future at the club is done, And I thought about this, knowing our clubs and how they move, chances are they just want to save money, because if they have to fire him, they are breaking contract, so they have to compensate him. But if they push him out of the club, like one first say while, or maybe keep him suspended. If it will get to a point where he's so frustrated he decides to leave on his own, and there won't be any compensation, So I think that's the only reason they haven't fired him, But I think that guy is a decent coach. I think he's got a beautiful football brain, but sometimes things just don't go your way, Earlier on in the season, last season, I liked what I saw from Marumo Gallants, in some of their games, But I think age is another thing, lack of experience. At that age, you are naive, to be honest, And sometimes because of your naivety, you end up losing the game, But that is the only way to learn, through the mistakes. Guys, we are entering the penultimate game block season. After this game block, we go to the last one, and it is not a bad game block, It is not a bad game block. I mean, we can now see the finishing line, the finish line, and no Majida have to breast now. They have to put Lotolele on the accelerator. We host Marumo Gallants, and then after Gallants, we travel to Chatsworth to play against Devon City, and then we'll host Stellies after that, and then host Chippa United. And the last game of the game block is Richards Bay away. Honestly, if Relay win a league, we must win all these games. It must be a perfect game block, just like the last that we just finished, where it was perfect and it had very, very tricky fixtures. I think in this game block, the 2 trips to KZN will be tricky. The one at Devon City, Richards Bay. Hey man, the Devon City is rejuvenated now, but I don't think it will be tricky to an extent that we drop the points. No, league chasing Sundowns must win that game. So I expect nothing less. So I think we'll win all the games this last game block. And yeah, man, collect 15 points. Going into our game against Marumo Gallants, my thoughts, man. These guys are 14th on the log, and I expect them to try and play for a draw more gaming. I think a lot of teams, when they play Sundowns, especially teams that are near the relegation zone, a lot of times the games they buy for them. They do not expect to win them. Like Orlando say these teams sell games more, and that's why we beat them so easily. Yet they failed to collect maximum points when we played at their home. I just don't understand that logic. Like if football people think like that, you are ridiculous because you failed to do your job, yet you expect a team fighting relegation to beat Sundowns. So I expect these guys to and try and play for a draw. But with that said, they've not kept a clean sheet in their last 14 games, and playing for a draw with a record like that is very dangerous because, especially against a team like Mamelodi Sundowns, once Sundowns scores, you have no option but to attack and open the game, and you are most likely to be vulnerable and susceptible to the Breakstar Sundowns, which will eventually lead to more goals. So I still expect them to play deep, play on a low block because one, they are not confident. Confidence has left their team. I mean, they lost over the weekend to Golden Arrows at home. Even though they were men down after Otladisa, and Fanole worries me, man. Some of the things that he does, man, he worries me, man. The kid has a lot of talent and potential, but sometimes the things that he does, man. I remember the other year he fought with Keleto, more benching at Skukune. He got a red card to lahletse ball almost sa opponent against Arrows. He worries me in finally because there's talent. You do not play for teams that only Sundowns and Pirates, and when you're not talented, I do not think so. So yeah, man. But they, to be fair to this Gallants team, they have a lot of technically good players, technically sound players. The issue with Gallants for me is at the back end, up top in the final third. They do not have killers up there, man, on top in the final end, man. You go back to game Yabonale Pirate, game Yabonale TS Galaxy. The first big chances of both games fell their way, but they failed to convert, and at times they play Ndlondlo as a false nine, Ndlondlo is technically sound, very good player, but he won't pose a threat to defense, the same threat that will come from a proper number 9. He won't make the same runs that a properly trained number 9 will make. So I think, this is one of the issues that they have. And of all the teams that I've analyzed this season before the match previews, they are the easiest team that I've seen. They're the easiest team to open up that I've seen. There's a huge hole between their midfield line and their defensive line. It is the guys, the gap, the hole that's between their midfield and their defensive line is shocking, to be honest. They do not put any pressure on the men on the ball. Like a lot of chances that your opponents come from there. Balls being played into that space and leading into the goal. So that is where Sundowns is most dangerous with our double tens. And I think that is where we are going to absolutely destroy them, And it doesn't help that they play with two very robotic center backs, man. Majitela di center backs tsa bona e bang kana go 10, man. Yo e ka re ke ditlhaka tse golo tse kang, that need space to turn. That's how they are, the center backs tsa bona. And with the mobility that we have in and around that zone 14 area and the mobility, our forward lines and the movement, the middle fielders, the 2 10s, I think we are going to. I don't think they will be able to keep up with our front line, to be honest. I think we'll absolutely destroy that team because where they are weakest is where Sundowns is probably strongest, And yeah, man, I hope our boys get the goals first half and the kill of the game, like maybe a 2 or more goals lead in the first half, and then we rest on the ball in the second half. The other reason I want us to uh, kill off the game in the first half is because I'm now going into the games panicking, officiating, or if it is still a stalemate or it is not a big lead, yes, and downs. I won't be shocked if I see shocking decisions going the opponent's way. So the best way to protect yourself is to score as early as possible and lead, so that even if Batlaga and try and do what we've seen in the last few league games, you are out of sight. Let me go into our lineup. Keep in mind, guys, that we have 3 players suspended going into this game: Ilen Modiba, Mudau, and I Adams, and Tapelo. I don't think Tapelo will play because Cardoso, post-match press conference, he touched on him, again. So yeah, and I expect Cardoso to also make in the last game, Orbit, the league game, I didn't expect him to make a lot of changes, and he did. And I think he's going to do that again going into this game. So I'll have Williams starting, and then Dunyala, Johannes, Cupido, and Basadin. This is the back 3 of the back 4 that started. Gamia, Orbit, Kuliso started, but he's suspended for this one. And then double pivot there, Ayendele, Blesser, and I'll have Zikin Tabeling just in front of them as a 10, Saleng right forward, Resino left forward. He can alternately Ziki more left and 10, and yeah, because that's how we've been playing, or maybe close to each other as the double 10s as Sales and Santos do in most of our games now. So, and then I'll have Renas. Get a brace or a hat trick, man. Dion can't stop scoring. So the pressure is on. Not putting pressure on you, but we can't let Dion be win the top goal scorer award all at the So get a hat trick, man, and I'll start Renas up top. I think we'll win convincingly. I think we'll batter them 3-0, and yeah, man, put pressure on those ones by Orlando, and yeah, they go into that game at TS Galaxy under pressure once again. Thank you guys for watching. The next preview will be on Thursday. It will be preview of our return leg, second leg to Stade Melian in Bamako in Mali. Yeah, the game is on in game. It's Sunday. If game is Sunday, preview will be on Friday. If it's Saturday, preview will be on Thursday. I'm sorry, I forgot to check. I just thought it's on Saturday because we mostly play the games at Champions League on Friday and Saturdays. But something tells me it's the 22 and the 20 Friday. So yeah, man. Good luck to the technical team. Good luck to the boys. Hopefully we don't get any injuries, and it is a good game. See you guys at Loftus on Tuesday as always. Until next time, Shap Masandawana.